experienced guys, they won't want to embarrass themselves against younger players, or that's what you do. You're rugby players, and we go and play. So I expect it to be pretty physical early on.
Yeah, and look, Fiji have spent a lot of time sorting out their set piece. They've got a guy that will be on the bench today, a coach from New Zealand called Grumpy, and if the camera screens them, you'll understand why he's got that nickname. And they're much better in the front five and at line out. But they will want to play an all-court game today, you know, and I think it's going to be, I can't see us at half-time talking about how this has been a really tight match as far as the ball not getting pushed across.
That's what they've got, isn't it? That's what when you play a Fijian team, you know, man for man, they're probably more athletic than you.
Yep.
And you sometimes have to play them in a different way, so it should be fascinating.
And one thing we ought to say just finally is that if this is John McKee's last match in charge as the Fijian coach, in many ways these Fijian guys are doing auditions for who potentially the next coach might be.
Yeah, look, John's contract's up soon, and I'm sure he'll be on a lot of people's wanted lists. He's a brilliant coach. Frank Lamani, the captain's running out with the team today, and they'll want to show what they can do for his successor.
Well, there's 50,000 in Twickenham today, and they're here to see the Barbarians against Fiji, and Rory Best leads that famous shirt onto the field. Let's join our commentators today, who as ever are Brian Moore and Eddie Butler.
Well, good afternoon from a very loud Twickenham. The Rugby World Cup marks the end of the 4-year cycle of rugby, and no sooner has its embers cooled than we start all over again. It's not the most serious of fixtures, Brian. It has a sort of joyful air to it.
It does, but I was a Barbarian a long time ago, and I can tell you that when you get into camp with players who you've looked and admired, because people forget that rugby players also admire players from other teams, you don't want to let them down. You want them to respect you, so that should be enough of a key and enough motivation for them.
First, the anthems. I think we'll forgive the Barbarians for not singing the British national anthem. None of them come from Britain. Apart from the captain, of course, Rory Best. 124 caps for Ireland. This, his last game of rugby. It does have a whole emotional twang to it, Brian.
It does, and you can Well, I'd just like to add my tributes to yours. What a tremendous servant he has been. Let's hope that he has good memories of this game. Let's hope that we have that. And in order to do that, you need both teams to get down to the basics. You know, there is a Barbarian spirit, we all understand that, but if you don't do the hard work first, then nothing else flows.
Rory prepares his semicircle of Barbarians to face the, well, it's no longer a war dance, it's called the Cultural Challenge, the Vimbi of Fiji. Lomani, captain and scrum half of Fiji. Fiji not playing in their traditional white shirts, they've gone sort of charcoal grey. The Barbarians are in their traditional black and white stripes. This is not part of the Vimbi. This might be as much training as they've done all week.
Well, the great part about that cultural celebration, it doesn't go on 2.5 hours like the hacker does now.
No. The Barbarians, Mathieu Bastaro and Andre Esterhazen in the centre. Well, they are huge. And David Havili at fullback is a real promising, threatening runner. He will encapsulate the Barbarian spirit. And Fiji, well, they can all run. They can all do dynamic athletic things. Looking for Waningolo, Juta Waningolo, winning his first cap on the wing. Patrick Osborne, a more experienced winger, but they can all run. And referee Tom Foley, well, he might have to do a lot of long distance running today as well. Twickenham it's got a healthy crowd here. It's always difficult to get going after a major tournament. But here we go. International rugby at Twickenham. It's Fiji against the Barbarians. First tackle made by Tendai Mtawarira, the Beast. He is retiring from international rugby. Not a bad moment to retire as a World Cup winner with the Springboks. Now then, this is Tetitela, outside half. Lomani, outside is 22. Infield. From Kerwin Bosch of South Africa. Signs the tackling on David Havili. It's pretty fierce to begin with, and the Fijians win themselves a penalty.
Good work at the breakdown there. Well, off we go.
Off we go. Lomani took it quickly. A little bit of width. Osborne on the wide outside. First set piece of the day, quickly taken. I don't think the set pieces are going to be a prominent feature.
Tackle release! Advantage penalty.
Slight colour clash when it comes to the breakdown. Penalty advantage to the Barbarians. They're prepared to go. Bastao. Makazoli Mapimpi wears 11. Hovering at the breakdown. The driver by Marco van Staden of South Africa. Joe Powell of Australia, a scrum half. There we see the cross-field kick. Josh Strauss, the Scottish South African, on the wide outside. Penalty to the Barbarians.
Strauss did well in the end there, but he was thinking, please come down quickly, as I've got a Fijian tackler arrowing in on me. But in the end, he managed to actually make something of it. This is the conundrum, is that you want to play attractive rugby, but just moving the ball side to side against an international side, albeit at one that is an absolutely first choice, doesn't really work.
Kerwin Bosch of the Sharks, just 22 years old.
On the cut line.
Here we go.
Yeah. Step up, guys.
You're never going to know the leg fuzzy, even if you caught that, to be honest.
Serupepeli Vularica was the man making the tackle, and he's 5'3" against Esterhazen and Bastaro. Slight mistake in midfield. It'll be Fijian scrum. Now, will Tendai Taurira have a real blast at the scrum, but I suspect not.
Well, we will find out, but he should do. You know, this is a game, he's front row of the challenge, should be, all the way through. It's a competitive game.
Make sure we're happy.
And he certainly played his part in the World Cup final win, didn't he?
He did. In fact, Samuela Tawake might fancy a real challenge. They don't want to lean on props. They love their own inner world. Rory Best, the hooker with the white scrum cap on. In between Enrique Pierretto of Argentina, the Jaguares at regional level. Argentina yet to be represented. Off goes Lamani again. Fiji are through. Vularica for the corner.
Well, if he's got that down, that was an incredible try. Old-fashioned outside break and then pace.
So, we've got a grounding. Okay, Trev, I think we've got a grounding to on-field try. Can we just check the touchline, please?
Okay, so you're happy with the grounding? So
Well,
we're
just have a
checking
look at
the
it.
Fisher, the TMO.
touch. Will do.
Foley asking for a little look at the grounding.
First of all, does he go in touch? Corner flag is not part of the touch. Not down there. Slightly short.
Now, come on, Brian.
By inches.
Oh, this is very
Just hold it in.
tight.
Okay, yeah. Just hold it.
You can't. This might be a better angle. No, I think that's short, and then he loses control.
With the touch, just checking grounding.
Lose possession.
Great angles.
Only has to touch the line by any margin at all. But when he touches the line, he does have to have control of the ball.
Yeah, he lost control. Yeah. No try, not done.
Judge Moore probably got it right.
Check the touch, he was happy with
No
the touch.
try.
He lost control of the ball.
Serupepeli Vularica denied.
Well, that's a shame because it was a lovely break. One of the most difficult things to do.
Guys, you just hold that weight
The centre.
Don't feel folded.
Make the outside break against a player of equal stature.
It's not often said in Barbarians games, but after 4 minutes of play, we have no score. Joe Powell wears 9 for the Barbarians with the ball. Josh Strauss, last man down at the back of the scrum. Second rows for the Barbarians. Luke Jones, Australia.
Too much weight, Fiji.
Tyler Ardron, who was the captain of Canada at the World Cup. Played in the back row there, so he knows all about it. We're off and running. Eneli Malele, fullback for the Barbars. Oh, Mathieu Bastaro catches and delivers. Halili takes it on, nearly to halfway. Swift hands, but then the ball put through. Late challenge on Kerwin Bosch. Lomani checks where everybody is. They're all out here. This is Johnny Dyer, very promising. Ben Ryan tipped him for great things before the match. Osborne off his wing. Rory Best over the ball. Has to leave it alone. Fiji still in possession. Big tall second row. Sekeli Nambo. Aseli took Karoi Tumo.
Good work, Fiji.
Patient by Fiji. Too unhappy about just passing it back and forth around the halfway line. Lomani. Chance now. Beautiful pass. Out. And it's Vularica again. Waningolo for the line. Akazuli Mapimpi back for the Barbarians. Now Fiji with a penalty advantage. Lomani waits. They can have a free play here. They hit the blind side. Waningolo again, just a metre short.
Ronnie's playing the 9.
It's another penalty advantage to Fiji.
After the whistle, bad lad.
Well, Tom Foley,
Gone through, impacted on the 9. He's
his
looking to
whistle
play
may
the
have
ball. He's
relaxed
not
the
committed to the
Barbarians.
rush.
Well, the whistle had just gone. Quite an impressive set. Mid that sequence from the Barbarians, but it was a long floated cut-out pass, wasn't it, that created all the room and this potential opportunity.
Lomani quite happy to take it just the 5 metres out. Barbarians
Let's go.
normally have to go 10 from a penalty, but they're on their own goal line. Here we come. Eroni Maui.
Off feet.
The tackle by Pete Samu in the Barbarians' back row. Fiji really now creeping ever closer. Another penalty advantage to them.
Penalty advantage. Gone back.
Confirmed by Tom Foley. Well, Fiji going the hard, tough way to the line. Do they need to release it? Lomani taps and orders and then picks up and feeds. Tella just held short.
That's held up. We're coming back.
Held up, back
Number 1 offside.
for the offside against Tiaretto.
The problem for the referee is you don't want to send anyone to the bin in this sort of game, but if that becomes apparent to a defensive team, you can just cheat with impunity. So it's got to be a delicate balance of enforcement and sanction against indulgence.
I've spoken to them about the weight.
John Mitchell, Eddie Jones, watch. It must be slightly strange having a South African, the beast, Tendai Ntawarira, under their eyes. One of their players after what happened in the World Cup final. But here they are, the great rugby family. Frank Lomani, great options, both sides. Nelly Malele, the 15, creeps into the near side. They're going the other way. It's a wonderful bit of hands from Vularica. He does play scrum half.
Didn't survive.
Lomani waits, orders Samuel Tawake the other way, and then feeds Johnny Dyer. Tawake with Mosesi Voka on his shoulder through the second rows. Mayana Vanua. At some stage, surely it must go. Osborne has it for the line. 3 metres short. Fiji hit the ruck with a vengeance, but Patrick Osborne hanging onto the ball.
Well, Fiji making a complete mess of the first chance from the scrum. They'd had a man over, and had it not been for a very poor pass, which eventually was taken, but was so low that it stopped the running completely. They would have walked over in the corner. But all the early pressure from Fiji, Barbarians not getting into the game at all.
Kerwin Bosch clears. Barbarians will have the throw in. Patrick Osborne, well, in full flight. He'll have plenty of chances to make amends.
Well, that's a holding on penalty later on.
Driving maul by the Barbarians. Second rows, Tyler Ardron, Luke Jones involved. Here's large centre Andre Esterhazen. He does take some stopping and he puts the Barbarians up to the halfway line and just over it. Tawarira drives. Penalty to the Barbarians.
Well, a challenge for the Barbarians, obviously, is the unfamiliarity. Players not necessarily in the support roles as close as they would be. They need players to get in as quick as they can to make runs like the Esterhazen run profitable, so that the ball comes back quickly. Once he's made the ground, get the ball back quickly and create space.
Bosch down towards the corner.
That's a good kick.
Cohen Bosch. Sharks, a couple of caps for the Springboks. It's 22. A few youngsters on display. This obviously a chance to shine. Rory Best, he's 37. He's been through all this so many times. Won't be going through it again. Powell waits. Josh Strauss powers into the Fijian tacklers. Bosch. Esterhazen again. Bosch. Havili cuts back. Gets back up. Not held. Powell goes in for it. Another penalty advantage.
That's where you need the men in.
The reason he's lost it on the floor is because he's lying there.
Eroni Maui.
Well, I'll speak to you on the liner. At the liner.
Penalised. Little discussion here.
1 second, let's find out what they're doing.
Rory Best already wandering over to the touchline. Changes his mind, have a chat with the forwards.
He's not rolled. No, it's not a knock-on, though. It's not clearly knock-on.
Case for a knock-on there, actually, before the penalty was given.
Rory Best. Up goes Luke Jones. The ball comes back, slipped back towards Best.
Okay, Joe,
Turns the drive back towards the touchline. It's a little fractured now.
Fiji have done well to wreck that.
There is the ball. It's got a little bit scrappy. There's bodies everywhere, hands everywhere, feet.
A mess, which is what Fiji wanted.
Then we've got a knock-on.
Not always easy to defend driven lineups, especially close to the line, but that was well done. Fractured.
Joe Powell. 5 times a Wallaby.
Okay then guys, let's go.
Number 6 for the Barbarians. Pete Samu of the Brumbies. 7 times capped by Australia. Quickly taken. Frank Lomani.
That's the outside break. The try that wasn't.
This is the second effort. Mapimpi back covering for the Barbarians. Wonderful story of Makazole Mapimpi from the East Cape. For the moment, here come the Barbarians, and here is Mapimpi. 14 caps for South Africa, 14 tries. And if you can score every time you play. Powell waits. Havili just tried to go on the outside, and then he wriggles to present the ball. The Barbarians through the second rows. Tyler Ardron there involved. Powell again. Bosch. Ooh, the beast. Let it go, and Bastavo picked it up, but there was a little nudge forward.
Good, strong guys, well done.
Well, I wouldn't have thought he was particularly bothered about people running into him. Wasn't a great pass. One he would have expected to take, I think.
Just wondered if he thought there was a case for not going forward. shakes his head. Judge Moore in Here's Lamani.
Perhaps after his success, he just wanted a scrum.
Here he is, preparing to pack down against Samuele Tawake. Quick ball for Lamani. And he goes for touch. "16 minutes. Not a point on the board."
You'd have got good odds against that happening. Things not quite clicking either way. Just crucial mistakes at the important times.
John Mitchell, defensive coach. He'll be happy for England, that is. Short line out by the Barbarians. Well delivered from Luke Jones. And here comes Josh Strauss, who is positioned out in three quarters. Powell switches play. Havili to Mapimpi. Another switcher play by Powell. Marco van Staden drives hard. Here's David Havili again. Luke Jones over him. Van Staden protecting the ball. And Tawarira held onto it this time. Penalty to the Barbarians. Joe Powell takes it quickly. Jones, Luke Jones that is, in support. Van Staden 2. Thumping tackles. Here comes Strauss. Again, more solid Fijian tackling for the moment. Powell inside to Luke Jones. Good pick-up by the second row. Rory Best goes in. Kerwin Bosch orders him out of the way. Havili long to Mapimpi. The dazzling footwork of Mapimpi, but excellent tackle by Waningolo. Barbarians over the try line, and Mathieu Bastao stretches and scores.
Well, whatever that man can or can't do, from about 2 yards, you're not going to stop the 18-plus stone of Mathieu Bastao. But actually, the work that was done previously, and indeed the ground that was made by the South African World Cup winner, the winger PP, was enough to turn the Fijian defence. There's quite a lot to do still here. It's the ground he makes after the initial contact. That 3 yards puts everyone on the back foot and means they can't reorganise quickly enough. When Bastaro gets his hands on the ball, they're not in position to stop him towering over.
Mathieu Bastaro left out of France's World Cup campaign. He wasn't best pleased at that, and well, he's on his way to the States, to the new Major League Rugby setup over there, and how interesting might that be in the development of the global game? Or is he? There seem to be a few questions about where Mathieu Bastaro is going to end up. Meanwhile, Kerwin Bosch with the conversion.
Prop, I think, probably.
Will it hold its line? Just stays wide.
Mapimpi just managing to make enough ground after the contact to turn all the Fijian defenders. They can't reorganise there at the back. Stop Bastaro taking the ball over the line.
Angus Cottrell, wearing 19 for the Barbarians, has come onto the field, and it looks as if Marco van Staden has gone off. Up towards the 22. Josh Strauss calls for it on the 22. Long to Bastaro, the try scorer. Long from Bastaro to Mapimpi. The width of the pitch covered in 2 passes. Powell. Bosch. Powell in support. Waits for Mapimpi. Mapimpi was arriving, but not quickly enough. Little knock on by Joe Powell, who holds his hand up.
Well, he did everything right before then.
I'm going to let you boys play quick. You need to let them do the
Short, hard run, whether that was forward, we don't know. You can see he's looking for support, it's not quite there. Come inside of Impey, actually.
It was the new player, Angus Cottrell. It's his first touch of the ball, and a threatening attack launched.
Okay, let's go.
Tom Foley asks everybody to get ready. Frank Lomani was having a chat with Teti Taylor, outside half. Feet Samu on the flank
Wait,
for
guys,
the
wait.
Barbarians.
Please wait for the bind. You're destabilising him before we've even got that far, okay? Just hold the bind. Come on, guys, let's go.
Tom Foley from Wales originally, but started refereeing in the Bristol Referee Society.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Lamani feeds a scrum that gives a little bit, and the Barbarians, familiar sight. Tendayam Turuira stands up, having won his side the penalty at the scrum. Esterhazen, long. Out to Dylan Lades of South Africa. Lades again. Mapimpi, the two wingers in harmony. Pete Samu was there in support. Lades still involved. Oh, and it's a penalty to Fiji, quickly taken. Off they come through Eneli Malele. Osborne again, spins infield.
No, Gaten, no!
Fires at to Lamani, who's about 3 metres back, but it works.
Offbeat, Barbas, leave it!
Lamani again, the front rowers. It is Vire Malua, Vunakoto. Good speed from the hooker.
Leave it now.
Big second row, Sekeli Nambo waits. Has a look. It's perhaps on for Malele if he can reach. It's dropped the ball, has he? Or has the try been awarded? Eneli Malele.
Well, they did well to manufacture that because the ball had become incredibly static. This is the initial part of the phase that led to it, but that ball was static, so they're having to run it from nothing, and that simple power.
It's a brilliant finish in the end by Eneli Malele.
Rory Best not able to bring him down, even having the spatial awareness to know where the line was, know that he could stretch and make it.
Conversion to come. Teti Taylor, beautifully struck. And Fiji take the lead at Twickenham. Teti Taylor, a conversion to Malele's try. John McKee, your team has just scored, John. You've taken the lead. The restart. Patrick Osborne. Masir Androndro ran in support of Johnny Dyer, but couldn't take it now. The breakout by Teller. He has players either side. Frank Lomani, will he need Tuto Wanigolo? He did and he didn't, and Lemani's still going. Wanigolo is still available. The arrival of Tetitela. What a breakout by Fiji.
Well, Tetitela spared the blushes, because if they hadn't gone over, and your teammates might have had something to say to the scrum half, but a wonderful length of the field try. Coach still not happy, but players in support left and right. He needs to give that, doesn't he, really? But it comes all right in the end. A beautiful line cut for the initial break.
And just watching the work of Sekeli Nambo, the number 5, he actually tells Lemani to go on his own. Somewhere around here, there, waves his arm. Another fine finish, though. Tetitela to add the extras. He does. Eddie Jones, John Mitchell. They've seen their lead extinguished. Another change just coming off the field, bottom of frame there is Angus Cottrell, who gives way to Marco van Staden, who is back. Good charge by Eremasi Randrondro. He was involved in the build-up to that last try. Oh, this is Sekeli Nambo, who dropped the ball. Barbarians with a chance now. Powell deep to Bosch. We're going wide fast until Van Staden straightens everything up. Not a pass there, just a thump. Bosch. Havili. Oh, another thump, but he gets the offload to another Aussie, Luke Jones. Samu.
Release!
It's gone loose. Powell can pick it up and feed Bosch. Esther Hazen. Tyler Adron, the Canadian skipper. Tendai Rumtawarira, 5 meters to go. This is Van Staden back on the field, twisting, turning, just a matter of inches. Rumtawarira fancies a try. There is a penalty advantage to the Barbarians. Lemani buys a few seconds by thumping the ball off the pitch, but Fiji offside.
You can see Rumtawarira at the bottom of that ruck trying to inch the ball forward. So if there was a review, it might look as though he'd made the line. Scrum.
Quite happy to take the scrummage. There are the posts. There's acres of space on both sides.
One on the outside enough.
Akazoi Matinti. He's from this little village, Cholomanka, just outside East London in the Eastern Cape. He lost his mother in a car crash. He lost his sister to illness. He lost his brother, who was electrocuted. So he's had tragedy in his life, and he was a late developer, and here he is, a World Cup winning Springbok winner, wearing 11.
Bind!
Joe Powell feeds the scrum. Number 8, Josh Strauss. Powell feeds the powerful Andre Esterhuizen, and nobody can stop him.
Well, that's the other side of the equation, isn't it? From Pimpu, the silky runner, sheer power. But you shouldn't underestimate, actually, the skill sets of people like Esterhuizen. Just because he's big and runs lines like that and can power, his hands are good, his timing's good.
Good stretch by the tall centre. Andre Esterhazen with the Sharks, 8 times a Springbok. Kerwin Bosch, twice. It's not to bring the scores level, but to reduce the deficit to just the 2 points. Sends it high into the Twickenham sky. The Barbarians 12, Fiji 14.
And in fact, that last 5 minutes has been better from the Barbarians. You've got more players into the breakdown, more players doing the job that they need to do to win the ball, rather than just waiting off to run around.
2 tries apiece. The Fijian lead due to 2 added conversions. To the Barbarians 1. Safely caught, safely delivered, and a little bit of adventure from the Barbarians. Mathieu Bastaro gets the pass away, but it's behind Mapimpi. He's tackled by Wanigolo. Rory Best organises the troops behind Joe Powell. This is Van Staanten again. Bosch. It went sideways, but it's still in the possession. Dylan Lades on the wing. It was all a bit precarious, and Fiji win themselves the penalty.
If you're Fijian, do you tap this like they did earlier? Do you put it in the corner, go for a drive?
Seli Tikori Rotuma seemed to deliver the final order.
Just wait for them to hit the deck.
Will take the line out.
Because from their point of view, a lot of the players are playing and contesting for first choice players. They won't want to lose to a scratch Barbarian side. However, many caps he's got, and whoever's in it.
Ratu Verimalua Vunakoto, the throw. Good turn of pace from the hooker. We've seen. How precise can he be with this throw? How long dare they go? Well taken by Mosesi Moka. Infield, here comes Verimalua Vunakoto, and he couldn't quite get there. Held up.
Your ball player has tried to roll to place it. It's held up. Scrum.
Well, it was a lovely move. He deserved a try. Well executed.
Held up scrum. Okay, I'll keep mine. Okay.
Still beat the Fijian put in. Here we go, Brian.
Simple inside ball. Actually, the Barbarians did well to defend that. Not easy.
Let's go then, guys.
If a little lateral shift at the last moment means that players who are covering have to be in the right positions and make the tackle.
Verimalua Vunakoto takes his place in the heart of the action. He's involved in everything. He has to strike this back, and there's the Fijian three-quarter line. They've all sort of come towards this side. Even Patrick Osborne, standing right behind the scrum. He's just wandering left now. Number 8, Erimasi Randrondo.
Head a bit higher. Come on, guys, nobody's come to see reset scrums. Let's just get this ball in and let's get it
That close.
Bind. Set. Hold.
Lomani feeds. It goes down. Referee lets it go. Lomani waits, but it's Randrondro who picks up the charges. Away comes Johnny Dyer. Lomani again. Oh, the charge by Vularika, but it's gone loose, and Mapimpi can start doing his mazy dancing.
Still not on advantage.
There's nobody on the Barbarians' left wing. Well, there is, but it's Mathieu Bastareaud who hasn't set off after this at a gallop. Instead, it's Aneli Malele who feeds Juta Wainingolo, who fires one loose, and it's gone even looser, and away comes Kilwyn Boss, who is very quick, as is Dylan Leeds. But that is brilliant recovery work by Serupapeli Vularika. Osborne goes in to help secure the ball. Fiji arriving back. They've got a contingent behind the ball now, but it's been a long retreat for them.
No, leave it now. Lie flat for me. Thank you.
Just a couple of minutes, well, 3 of them, to get through before half-time. Andre Esterhazen waits under the ball. Under pressure from Waningolo.
Let go of the ball, play. Rock now!
Bastareaud comes away, feeds Tawarira. Here he goes, a chance to stretch his legs. Bastareaud goes in and does some more prop-like work at the breakdown.
No, 1 lead.
Everybody's swapping roles.
Turned over, I think.
Let's go.
Oh, Juta Wainingolo, the wing, shakes the hand of Tendayam Tawarira. It's a bit of an unfair challenge at the breakdown. Tetitela calms things down as we approach half-time.
Halfway. Barbars, use the line, please. Use the line, guys, please.
Well, just the bounce of the ball here. It actually made the ground. That's brilliant play. Not only did you get that, watch how he lays lateral after that. Instead of laying parallel to the goal line, which has made it easy to the boss, he lays it right back so the gate is narrow and it can't be won by the opposition on the floor.
Safely down and into the hands of Johnny Dyer. It is a penalty, yeah, Barbarians. If you're off your feet, you can't do anything on the rugby field. Teller again. There will be time for this line out. He could aim for the corner. 22 will have to do. Your thoughts, Brian, on where the balance of power has lain?
And the Fijians have played a bit more fluently. You'd expect them as a national side to have a little bit more familiarity. They could and probably should have had another couple of tries. Small errors at on the last occasion. I expect that that will continue.
Well, they know each other because not so much by being a national side, but a lot of them play for the Fijian Undrua in the Australian National Championship. They were champions of that championship in 2018. They've got themselves another penalty here. Lomani, he actually plays for the Melbourne Rebels, so they don't all belong to the Undrua club. Another penalty. Lomani will want to take it quickly. Or do they take the points now at half-time?
Well, like I said, they will be more interested in the win than the Barbarians. It won't go down well with the crowd, though.
They're having a think about it. The Barbarians are on this at the start of their 3-match tour. It is a tour. They play here at Twickenham, then they go to Sao Paulo to play Brazil, and then they play Wales in the last weekend of November. Line out it is. Will Verimalua Vungakoto throw and go again and hook one of those peels from the touchline, the hooker position there. Where's he heading next? I think it's been stolen. Joe Paolo under pressure. It'll be a scrum. No, it won't. It'll be a break in the changing rooms. Half-time at Twickenham. 2 tries apiece. Barbarians trail, but not by much. Barbarians 12, Fiji 14.
Well, we're about to have some very interesting half-time entertainment on the pitch, and the protagonists are actually just walking past our little presentation position at the moment. But Ben, as our, if you like, our unofficial Fijian ambassador, what do you make of that first half?
I was really pleased for Fiji in that first 40 minutes. You know, it's a young side and some real bright spots, particularly at the halfbacks. I thought, you know, I can kind of see the future in the next 3 years if they can hold on to those two and get them through, something that we've been missing over the last kind of decade, I guess.
How hard is it if you are playing for the Barbarians and you're used to playing in a very structured professional environment, and yet from the word go you've got people saying chuck it around, give it to me?
Yeah, it is, and it will test your skills. I think with the Barbarians, I think their forwards will just quietly say at half-time to Rory Best, just tell our number 10, get our massive number 12 in the game. And their forwards can run. All their back five of the scrum are back row players. Pete Samu's hardly had the ball. So let's just get ourselves in the game, then you can go wide. Kerwin Bosch is throwing the ball wide from deep all the time, and it's very difficult. Fiji are defending that very comfortably, and even Mpimpi is not having really any impact. So get us forward, going forward, and we'll play from there.
There's the Barbarians dressing room. You can see John Mitchell sitting on the table in the middle there. In the great world of, well, we're so used to going to the TMO these days, but in the great debate about VAR in football, the first decision that had to be made today, and it was made very simply and very straightforwardly, it would have been a great try, but he was agonisingly short of the line.
He was. You can see Bularika here, who's actually a halfback by trade. He made a lovely outside break. The Barbarians got caught on the outside, lack of communication. He stretches his legs, works really hard, but unfortunately here just drops the ball. I mean, we don't even need this.
I'd have just given it and gone on with the game. I thought it was a cracking run. We needed a try. I'd have just given it and gone on with it.
Well, after about 15 minutes, we thought it was going to be 0-0, which certainly would have been a first in Barbarian terms. But if you go from a lovely outside break like that, the actual first try scorer, we're seeing the referee saying no, definitely knock on. The first try scorer today, in the finest traditions of Barbarian rugby, was Mathieu Bastareaud from about 1.5 yards.
They all count, don't they? Yeah, you've got to finish them, and he got close to line, and it was the first time they probably got close to it. But again, on Mpimpi, he's going to get. He was tackled. The ruck's there, and it actually. I know we're joking about it. They do take some finishing from close in. It's the hardest thing always is to actually score the try. So the Barbarians will be happy to just get on the board there, I think.
Just to go off at a slight tangent here, actually, so looking at Bastareaud there, who've been such a familiar figure in Six Nations over the last decade or so, but he's off to play in New York for the franchise there. I mean, I don't no idea what position they're going to play in. I mean, perm 1 of 5 or 6, I suppose. What do you make of what that potentially could be as a game changer for the sport?
Well, firstly, he's been playing number 8 at Lyon, and then to get more and more of these stars going across into the American League. It's still in its infancy, but it's good, to grow the game, and I'm sure he'll enjoy himself in New York. That's for sure.
And as somebody who's a real student of American sport and a lover of American football, can you see at some point, I don't know what are we talking 5, 10, 20 years here, can you see a kind of cross-pollination with a lot of NFL players quite fancying the international stage that rugby might give them?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I think the great thing that rugby has over their sports is it's continuous, it's quick, it flows. It's exciting. There isn't the big breaks that's happening in it, and they're amazed that the guys do it obviously without all the protective kit. So it's the great sort of the USA, and it's been the great sort of area for rugby for the last 10-15 years. Can we get over there? Can we get a World Cup there down the line at some point? Can we sort of break into that market? Because obviously sport there is huge, and the 4 big sports sort of dominate.
Well, they're talking about the World Cup in 2031, I think, in the US, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. You know, and their sevens teams are doing really well, both the men's and women's, and they could get on the podiums in the year's time in the Olympics, and that's going to accelerate perhaps just the general USA sporting public to understand a bit more and see a bit more about what's happening in rugby.
Okay, back to this game then, and the first Fijian try, and there's been some great Fijian play actually in that first 40 minutes.
Yeah, there has been, you know, and here we see some really nice little passing down the left-hand side flank, and Patrick Osborne does really well not to run into touch. Works hard here to release the ball, and then again some good work here. Different to the Barbarians, actually playing shorter here, Jono.
The Barbarians are chucking everything wide and wondering why they're not getting anywhere, where Fiji are attacking the line, and it's a little passes, short passes into space and getting guys through a gap that's making all the difference. So they lit up the game really early on, and this is a great finish as well, to actually reach through there and just get that ball down. He did fantastically well.
And we never actually talk about Fiji in the context of kicking goals. And in fact, if you go back to the World Cup, they missed 2 kicks in front of the post against Uruguay, which were absolutely key in them losing that match. You know, they're 14-12 up at the moment, courtesy of that.
Yeah, and actually, although that's just a sideline conversion, he's played really well, Teller, and we need a 10 that's coming through the system for Fiji, because it's what's been lacking since probably the days of Nicky Little. So if he can come through this game and show that he's of international standard, that's a massive bonus for Fiji.
What do we make of the second Fijian try, especially when the scrum half was hurtling off on his own from the 22, and suddenly you thought for a moment that the opportunity had gone?
It's Teller again here. If you watch his right foot, he steps beautifully here. Really nice balanced play. Comes off his right foot, unloads, a nice little dummy, and he's through. And then a gorgeous left-handed pass here to free up, and then he gets on the end of it a couple of phases later. Frank Lamani, I mean, he's running around the houses there.
Well, he wanted to score it 4 times, didn't he, and beat everyone 3 times before he did it. This little pass here, where he's dummied the wide pass and just flicked it up, is Fijian rugby. And we were talking before with Ben about how they practice and the games they play just at home. That those skills are just fantastic. The ability to throw, look like a wide pass and just lift it there, a little bit of deception, and makes the try look easy.
You see them all the time in the villages. You know, that type of guise and movement that they have in these unstructured games, where it's, you know, age groups are irrelevant, and they play this sort of short movement game, and you can see that with the team. As the local, there's a fair amount of Fijian expats that are here today, and they're doing their thing to support the Flying Fijians.
And having spent so much time as you have in Fiji, is this the kind of thing that you... Because we often, when we see these things, we think, oh, this is just effectively for the tourists. But does this happen all the time in Fiji?
Yeah, and these guys are second generation, a lot of them, so their families would have come here, a lot are in the British military, and they want to keep the culture alive, so they'll go to the High Commission and make sure they're learning Fijian, and they'll do the local dances, and they'll do as much as they can. They're very proud of the whole culture and heritage on the islands.
Before the game began, we were talking about the 2 centres for the Barbarians, saying that they are big units, and Esterhausen's second try was a perfect example of that.
And I think Brian was right in commentary when he said, don't just think he's big, because it's a very good line he takes here. And actually, the tackles the 2 Fijian guys put on him are pretty good textbook tackles, but he's just strong enough to reach over and score it. He's a pretty skillful player. I highlighted him before. He's big, but he can unload the ball. And if I was Rory Best, I'd be saying to Eddie, let's get him going forward. If that unload's not there, get someone there to clean out and get a bit of quicker ball, then we can play. For the moment, we're trying to play before we've even gone forward.
You mentioned a few moments ago about Bosch at outside half for the Barbarians. You know, he's a young player, and I suppose he's probably seen far too many old bits of black and white footage of the Barbarians playing, thinking, I better try and do things that are going to go down in history as being great Barbarian moments of skill, but it's not quite working at the moment.
No, he's probably trying a little bit too hard, isn't he? And it's fair enough, he's gone to it again. He did one early on that he sliced slightly, he's gone to it again. So, as they run out, I'd just say to him, I dare you to do a third.
How much will Eddie want to win this? I know we're saying it's an exhibition and all that sort of stuff, but he will, won't he?
Yeah, look, it runs through his veins wanting to win games, and it doesn't matter if it's a game that's not lifting a World Cup final. He's still going to want to win this, and I'm sure he would have tapped Bosch on the shoulder and said, just come on, mate, vary this a little bit.
You're right, he's a young guy. He's trying a little bit too hard. So just use the guys around you, and then that space will come. when that space is there, then you can play this game, this all singing, all dancing game. So we said it right from the start, and Brian said in commentary, get your fundamentals right, and then that space will open up. You know, Fiji have showed the way because they're just short little passes, and they're finding gaps in the Barbarians' defence because it's not that used to playing together. Just get yourself going forward, and then those opportunities will come for you to show your skills.
Okay, well, since the Rugby World Cup final, so much has happened in this sport that we almost haven't got time to discuss it. Not least, Sonny Bill Williams moved to Rugby League, 5.2 million quid to go to play for the Toronto Wolfpack for a couple of seasons. And there's a fascinating documentary available on the iPlayer at the moment.
Let's go to your faith. On the field, does it help you? Does it put it into context for you?
Yeah, easy. You know, when we lost to England after the semi-final, I turned to, because he's another brother in the team, Tunga Fasi, and I turned to him, and the first thing in my mind was, alhamdulillah, thank God, you know, look at still being able to play in front of thousands of people on this level. So me and him, we got down, gave our thanks, and we looked over, and there was a group of the Christian brothers that were doing their thing too. It's always beautiful to see, you know, faith used in that positive way.
So Faith, Family and Footy is available on the iPlayer for the next 30 days, and I really do commend that to you. And talking about Rugby League, highlights of the, if you can bear to watch it, Papua New Guinea against the Great Britain Lions Test at 4:45 on BBC Two today. Now Euro 2020, it gets ever closer, and 5 Live has commentary on the Wales crucial qualifier in Azerbaijan at 5 o'clock. You can listen on BBC Sounds, and there's live boxing on the iPlayer at 10 o'clock, the British and Commonwealth title fight between Lee McGregor and Cash Farouk. And tomorrow we have the final of the end of the tennis season.
Who wins in London. Another great tennis achievement for Andy Murray. The biggest title for Sasha Zverev.
And we've spoken a great deal about Eddie Jones being in charge of the Barbarians today, but his cohort here, as it was during the World Cup, is John Mitchell, and he's talking now with Rob.
John, we saw pictures of you there, half-time, in the tunnel there. What was it you're saying to your players?
Yeah, just really at the end of the day, it's 8 nationalities just learning to get to know each other. We thought as the half wore on, they sort of stood really cohesive. So ultimately made just a couple of little adjustments to help us try and perform better in the second half.
And really strange seeing your pitch side with Eddie. That almost like a football-style coach role. How is it different being down here with no monitors, no earpieces in?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it just takes you back to the roots. You know, when I first started playing club rugby, you know, we are in an amateur environment, which is what the Barbarians' the philosophy is all about. So yeah, standing at pitch side, being amongst it all is a wonderful way to coach, and it's also a wonderful way to stay connected with your players.
A lot of people talk about the spirit of the Barbarians from a playing sense. Do you find it's the same for coaches as well?
Yeah, no, you have to. It's I'm just very fortunate. I come from that generation, so I was also very fortunate to be in the professional area. So it's nice to park that up, you know, which is obviously the livelihood, but to be in an amateur era, as well as meeting other players from around the world and trying to get them to become clear in terms of the way we play and cohesive is a really awesome opportunity.
And it's wonderful seeing the big smiles on you and Eddie's faces. Very much enjoyed it post-World Cup.
Yeah, it's it'd be good to win as well. You know, these young men are competitors, so ultimately that's what we're here for.
Yeah, best of luck for the second half, John. Thank you.
Thank you.
Second half imminent here at Twickenham, but there's lots of other rugby taking place over this weekend in Europe and elsewhere. In the Women's International today, and after beating France away last night, and actually looked as though last week rather, it looked as though England were going to lose today, but in the very last minute, Lydia Thompson scored a try to give them that narrow victory. It's the opening weekend of the European Champions Cup. Glasgow got their campaign off to a good start with a 13-7 win over Sale. Really close game at the Rec. Ulster beating Bath by the narrowest of margins. You can see there, Leinster, Benetton and La Rochelle against Exeter have just kicked off. Harlequins play Claremont, and Ospreys face Munster a bit later on. Saracens, the defending champions, begin their campaign against Racing 92 tomorrow. A mention of Saracens inevitably takes us on to another subject that's happened over the course of the last fortnight or so as the players come back for the second half. In 10 seconds, 15 seconds, Martin, are Saracens being vilified unfairly, or do they have a case to answer?
Well, it's their own rules. It's the Premiership's rules. They self-impose it. So we don't know if they've broken them or not yet. They're appealing. So it's sort of dragging out a little bit, and we'll see, I guess.
Ben?
Yeah, same. I think we need to see the full flow of.
You're sitting on the fence here,
Hey,
Ben.
I actually think Nigel Ray's done so much for the game in the last 20 years that
They're putting us on the big screen here, by the way, boys. And
They've also developed, the core of the England team who's got to World Cup final. So.
Okay, well, here come the Barbarians. I suspect there's going to be an awful lot of changes to both lineups during the course of this second half. But 14-12, the Fijians with the narrowest of leads. Let's go back to Eddie and Brian.
No changes yet. But I'm sure you're right, John. They will start to bring on the bench. Rory's still out there. I don't suppose he's been training like a loon in the last fortnight. Mathieu Bastareaud, where is he going to end up? Fiji to start the second half. They have a slender lead. 14 points to 12. We're underway again. Up goes Luke Jones for the Barbarians. Joe Powell indicates he's going to kick, and not very far. Oh, that's beautifully taken by Frank Lomani. Eroni Maui plays scrum half. Eremasi Randrombro drives hard. Here's Lomani again. Little dink through. Patrick Osborne is on hand. Good tackle by Dylan Laves. But Fiji, with a bit of purpose in this second half, the big drive forward. And it's going to be the try for Johnny Dyer. The drive by Moses Ivonka.
Well, that is what brought them success in the first half, driving close around the breakdown. A lot of Barbarian players not in the usual tight guard, bodyguard positions. Simple pick and go, and the dexterity to offload. Oh, that should have been wider. In fact, that was a super catch from a kick that was far too short by the Barbarian scrum half Joe Powell.
No ruck, both feet in line with the ball.
What that will do as well, it should have the effect of drawing in a few more defenders, getting them closer to the breakdowns from this point onwards.
Tetitela adds the 2 points, and Fiji's 2-point lead becomes a 9-point lead. Good offload by Moses Ivonka.
This is where you find out how much spirit and pride the Barbarians have.
Well, restart with a difference, claimed by Timo Mayanavanua. Good line speed from the Barbarians, and it's Johnny Dyer again, though, who staves off the challenge and allows Frank Lomani to kick deep. Bosch. David Havili. Patrick Osborne. He has support. Yes. Voka again. Tikoiro Tuma plays scrum half. Pass on from Big Tawake, and the drive, and the Fijians are on the front foot again. Vularika.
Okay, thank you, mate.
The delivery. They have a penalty advantage. And those slick little passes, the little loop offload out of the tackle. Johnny Dyer, very visible in this period.
Oh, Dyer making a case at the moment. To be a man of the match. He's been very prominent in taking the ball forward. But notice how the Fijian, Martin Johnson was saying at half-time, the Fijian drives are straight, committing men before they start to go lateral. And then when they do go lateral, you can see, as you mentioned, that little loop pass. What that gives is just delays the tackle. The tackle does not know where to go in, at what point, gives the outside man just that extra half yard.
You see the end of the line?
Tesitella puts Fiji within 11 metres of the line. Here we go. Serutatelli Ularica. He's not the biggest centre out there, but he's probably made as many yards as anybody. Enrico Pieretto gives way to Henkes van Veek in the Barbarians front row. So the changes have started. It's got a little loose. Osborne gathers up the scraps. Big handoff on Luke Jones. Driver Nambo still going. The big second row.
No 7 long.
Little dink through by Teller, and it's a little bit of a shambles to begin with, although Joe Powell may turn this into something a little bit more promising. And away they come. Havili, excellent tackle by Voka.
6, get out, no hands, Fiji.
Powell looks one way, goes the other. Bosch ships it on. And Tawarira is lurking out wide and gets a pass away. It comes to Josh Strauss.
Tackle, release. Release. No, don't go in, don't go in.
Strauss turns in the end to present. And here is the new player, Henkes van Veek. Havili, long, and it works. Pete Samu, good pace by the back rower, support from Tyler Adron. Now we got the chase. Herring back, Waningolo does ever so well for Fiji. Not so well now, but support is there. The back three working in harmony, 15-14, 15-14, although Juta Waningolo may have to ground this for a 5-metre scrummage. That's what it is.
There is an old saying, isn't there? When you're in a mess, don't make it worse by passing the ball backwards. It was a beautifully timed run, that.
Time's up.
Really good pickup by Malele.
It was. You certainly wouldn't be expecting the ball from there.
Josh Strauss has left the field on the Barbarian side. The Fijians have yet to bring any changes. Angus Cottrell has come on. No sooner as I said that Fijians haven't started their changes, on comes Masulame Kunavula. There's Strauss going
When you get that long,
off.
just go, yeah.
Kunavula comes on into the back row.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to call every time. If you go that long,
Masirandrondro, the number 8 is off. That's Angus Cottrell. Melbourne Rebels.
Okay, then, guys, let's go.
29, 30 on Wednesday. This is Fiji at the other end, and the score for Johnny Dyer.
Right, stability, guys, yeah, as we said. Let's keep it stable until that ball is in. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, the few scrums that were in the first half, as usual, half of them didn't complete. But what will the Barbarians do from this one? Left conventionally. Dylan leads on the right-hand side.
Joe Powell feeds the scrimmage. Penalty advantage to the Barbarians. Quickly taken by Powell. Surely it must be Mathieu Bastao.
Well, they've done well to stop him, yes.
I was going to say, Fiji did well to hold that. Can they keep it going? No, it's gone wide to Mapimpi. A try again for the Springboks. A try in his first games for the Barbarians.
See what happens when you go forward, commit players. Suddenly the field opens up. Pimpi won't score. An easier try, scored more important tries. But every try is a moment of delight for that man. No quick thinking back, Powell.
Good hands. David Havili, the last pair shipping it on.
It was, and also he kept his line, he kept straight. Didn't drift.
On me there, that's it.
Mathieu Bastaro. Congratulations from the coach and the assistant coach and his fellow players. His day is done. Kerwin Bosch prepares to take the conversion. Just the 5 points. The Barbarians 17, Fiji 21. Makazuli Mapimpi. He can probably relax. The ball doesn't seem to be coming his way. Instead, it's picked up by Fiji. Just knock on. Johnny Dyer couldn't quite grab that one. Although before that, there was a knock on by the Barbarians. Fiji ball.
Well, Fijians have been quite inventive in the really. Kicked off on the first one of this half. Osborne ran round the back from the catcher because of the offside line. Very good attacking platform, albeit it's not in the Barbarians 22. It does give Fiji both sides of the field to work with.
Lucanio Am is on for the Barbarians. Mathieu Bastaro gives way to a World Cup winner.
Bind! Set!
Normani, they've packed the tighter side. Which way will he go? He is coming to this side. A pass to Vularica again. Barbarians have held up Fiji for the moment. Johnny Dyer. Maybe very deliberate policy to give Dyer much more to do in open play. Eroni Maui also involved. The prop. Managing to ship the ball wide. And it's Kunaula, the new player, who manages to stay infield, away from the touchline. Well done also by Tawaki to keep the ball available. Ularaki's second row, Maina Vanua. Here goes Patrick Osborne, Charleston. Power against David Halili. And Osborne won that little contest. Here we go. Vularica, second row. Temo Mayana Vanua.
Well, the Mayana Vanua try comes because two wingers, or two players running down the wing at least, did incredibly good jobs of maintaining the feet for long enough and to stay in play. So often you see wide players being ushered out or drifting into touch. First on the right-hand side, then Osborne on the left. Mind you, to stay in that narrow channel but not be dragged into touch.
Still a little dummy there. And the pass by Tikori Rotuma. This is Osborne, he fancies this. He can't stop him. Cottrell did his best. But they work these little passes well, haven't they, Brian?
They have. They've always had out options as well. That's the difference between them and the Barbarian straight runners, of which there have been too few. The Barbarian runners haven't had players on hand, either to take an offload, perhaps out of tackle, or to clear quickly enough. Always a problem potentially on the scratch side. But that's one of the biggest differences. It's one of the reasons that Fiji are in front.
An 11-point lead. Every time they land a conversion, it just stretches the lead. 4 tries to the Barbarians, 3. Just missed the one conversion. A little reckless, but out of danger. The bouncing ball always seems to throw a defence as much as it creates problems for the attacking side, but not on this occasion. Nasulami Kunabula can't hang on to it. Matt Phillip is on for the Barbarians.
Rory is here as well, mate.
Tyler Ardron won the knock-on. Change at scrum half for the Barbarians. Joe Powell comes off. Yano Fermat comes on. And Rory Best, his last day in rugby. His career is over. What a servant he has been. What a captain of Ireland. And what a reception for him at Twickenham. The younger generation must carry on. The 37-year-old Rory Best. It's a lovely way to leave the game. Much better than Ireland's exit at the World Cup. Oh, Kerwin Bosch lost it at the last, but it is going to be a penalty against Fiji.
Standing up under pressure. Thanks, mate.
There's a debate going on. What do the Barbarians do?
Well, they're going for the corner.
Andrew Macaleo is on at hooker for Rory Best. He'll have a throw at this line out.
Guys, just here.
Kerwin Bosch with a little break. The whistle had already gone for the indication had already been given.
Oh, that's your try-saving tackle for Lamani.
Here is Macaleo. First throw. Up goal. The Barbarian jumpers. And here's Andre Esterhazen. No forward pass. Blades gets it away well. And a chance for Fermat, the South African scrum half, score. He can't quite do it. But the Barbarians in a very promising position here. Here is Yano Fermat. Here are the new three-quarter lines. Another South African, Andre Esterhazen. Fermat again. Another South African, Kerwin Bosch. Cottrell from the Rebels in Australia. Pete Samu.
Tackle roll 3.
From the Brumbies in Australia. Fermat, Bosch, Long, Esterhazen. Lucanio Am feeds Makazole Mapimpi, not quite as effectively this time, but they're still in possession. Cottrell, good drive by the replacement. The beast, Tendai Mtawarira. Fiji's, I think they've spotted a knock-on. contested. Tawarira scores. He's giving up international rugby. Nice way to go.
Thanks, sir.
Right, it's a popular score. Let's see if it was a score.
Come on, Judge. What do you think?
Just has to have control. No, it's not a try. And Tom Foley,
I was going to say,
by not
Kerwin,
going
get on with the conversion.
Tom Foley should have gone. Well, I don't know.
So he's lost control.
I'm surprised he didn't go to the TMO straight away because he was on the wrong side.
It's
to see that, not his fault.
No try.
Can't.
Knock on.
Yeah. That's the right decision. Maybe you wonder if the smile betrayed that he knew that he dropped that.
I think he did. He didn't look too disappointed, but it's there he goes. Oh, and he loses it. Never mind. Still time left.
No, I wasn't playing penalty advantage at that stage, no. No, I wasn't, no. It was just a scrum, guys, okay? Bad luck.
For those of a certain generation, the players will have leeway to the sighting officer is a certain Buster White, who used to play in my day. What would it take for you to be sighted by Buster White? I think it involves a weapon, frankly, actually.
Okay, let's go then, please. Just hold the weight, guys, please, yeah? Wait for the ball.
Go one way for the beast to make up for this is to give another drive of the magnitude he has done in the last 3 scrums, where he's gone out and around, rocketed the Fijian tight head. Tawaki up and out. This is one of the reasons Tawaki's going down on the floor quickly.
Just get your heads up, bring your feet up as well, please. Come on, guys, let's go.
Androbaka Leo of the Crusaders in New Zealand. Tendai from Tawarira of South Africa. Henkus van Beek. That is the Barbarians front row.
Great!
They might fancy a little go with the scrum. Denied a try, take it out on the scrimmage.
Hold. Time is off. Right, wait, guys. Yeah. Right, guys, we've had really positive scrums so far. Let's not get into this now, okay? Let's hit up. Let's keep up until that ball is in, okay? Let's go. Come on.
Not a big fan of this plea to the reasonableness of front rows.
Come on, guys.
From referees, just penalise them.
Because it's simply non-existent.
Exactly. Look, guys, be nice. Do it properly.
Great! Bind! Set!
Frank Lomani feeds the scrum. Johnny Dyer, playing number 8, gets away as quickly as he can and gives away the penalty. Barbarians reposition themselves quickly. Vermark takes, feeds Matt Phillip, another Australian, another Melbourne rebel. Luke Jones quickly to Makalio. And Tawarira, another chance to charge and present. Penalty to Fiji this time.
First one on the speed number 5.
Lucano and no, goes the other way.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing. That's good work. Just the one Fijian defender gets his feet set, gets a good position and hands on the ball. The first man there, so didn't have to let go, winning an important penalty. And that's not a bad touch find either.
No,
Guys, use the
Fiji
line,
get
please.
away from their line. In this sort of game, once you get that close and apply that sort of pressure, you tend to end up with a try. But Fiji have not conceded. Penalties all square. Ratu Venemalua Rungakoto hasn't been quite so dynamic in this second half. He'll fancy a trundle soon enough. Oh, very quick. Lemani picks up the scrum, kicks high and long. Havili gets the
No
little
regather, no whole feet!
pass away to the back row support of Cottrell. Here's Philip.
Tackle now!
Bosch. Makalio. Van Beek. He takes some bringing down. Esterhazen. Havili. It's a bit late on the outside. Mapimpi tries to do some rucking, but that wouldn't be his forte. This is Marco Staden. Chance here for Esterhazen. Good tackle on him by Namboul. Luke Jones switches inside. Van Beek, 18, piles in.
No! No! Five. No.
Namboul has to give way as Tendai and Tawariro. He's not taking it easy out there. He's giving it a full blast. High tackle on Havili. He's still going. Lovely short pass to Matt Phillip.
Leave it!
Vermaak feeds. Barbarians surely have a chance. Oh! It's the interception. They're not going to have... Now there's patience for you. And Tawarira goes racing back. Brilliant work by the loose head prop.
It was, wasn't it?
Oh, fantastic work by the South African. Van Staden comes away with it. Angus Cottrell.
Tackle room!
The game is starting to open up now. Long from Pete Samu. Esterhazen again. Legs off his wing. The South African winger clear. Last man beaten. There is support from Vermaak, who cuts inside. Brilliant tackle by Pularika.
He's gone up and run it as well.
And they've won it illegally though. Oh, it looked easier to score there.
It did. Well, almost.
Here we go. Esterhazen stretches. Did he make the line? We're going to stop. Fiji
Time off.
obviously say no. Referee Tom Foley
Please
says,
check whether that was grounded or not.
let's
I think
check.
it was short, so off field.
Yeah.
On field is no try.
Okay.
On-field decision is no try. That to me is a try.
I think you're right, Ryan. It's another fine finish by Esterhazen. It looks short there, but the other angle.
The other angle.
Cool head. He's in a far better position.
If you're going to give the benefit of the doubt. But actually the important thing is the on-field decision is no try, so he's got to find a reason to overturn it. On that evidence, he probably won't find it, although...
It's just short of the line.
You sure it's not? Doesn't just brush the line?
We can take that last one again if you want.
Okay, let's have another quick look at it. Check. Doesn't just brush that line, please.
Okay, we'll just check
Well, the
again.
first one was the one which suggested it might do. You really haven't got to be able to tell from there.
Touch the line.
That's not the angle. It was the first replay showed.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you.
I'm not
So,
going to give
That is
that.
short.
so we'll be starting with a scrum then to Fiji to Barbarians because the ball was short of the line. Yes. When we stop the play.
I'm on that.
Yep. No try.
No try, short. And the the Fijian reaction, I mean, it was evidence of how much they want to win this game. They were all adamant, no try. Although Esther Hazen, he seems content enough. Here we go, Brian.
This, I think, was the one that suggested it might have been. Remember, it only has to brush any part of it on the white line, any part at all.
Well, there is a change in the front row. Coming, we just can't see him at the moment. But Tendai Untawarira, his days in international rugby, like Rory Best, are done. A World Cup winner, one of the giants of the modern game. A giant of any age. Tendai Untawarira, goodbye to rugby at this level. Meanwhile, back on the pitch, the drama continues. 2 disallowed tries for the Barbarians. They trail by 11 points.
Guys, wait, come on now. Just hold that weight. This side, hold that weight, come on.
More pleas from the referee. I reiterate, probably more effective to blow your whistle, Tom.
A change at hooker for Fiji. Sevita Ikanivere is on. He's in the heart of all that action. Pete Samu, number 8 for the Barbarians. Kampezi Maafu at prop. Must be, it's a knock on. It's gone forward, it's bobbling. But there was the original knock on, and Fiji hold out yet again.
Well, he said must be, should have been, certainly.
12.
But the pass isn't absolutely on the mark, it's just slightly behind him, but with a comfortable height, and you can see he just raised his head, really, just slightly to look at the crucial time.
Mornay Steyn is on for Kerwin Bosch, so the 22-year-old gives way for Mornay Steyn, now 35, top point scorer at the World Cup of 2011. Andre Pollard of South Africa was the leading point scorer at this World Cup. He's not here. Mornay Steyn of an older era, but now back in South Africa playing for the Bulls after a lot of time in France. Fiji go from very deep, almost the deepest point of the field. Lomani says, I think we should just perhaps get down towards halfway, although here comes David Havili. Tackled by Cyril Rees, who is the brother of Sevu Rees of the All Blacks, the New Zealand All Blacks.
No hands, Rock!
Barbarians trying to get their loops and their forward motion going. They're at pause at the moment. Steyn to Havili. Havili goes on a meander.
No hands!
Taken on by Kampezi Maafu. It's a good drive by Matt Phillip. Samu again. Good tackling by Fiji. Sevita Ikanivere involved, but danger for the Barbarians. They rushed out of defence. Lucanio put the kick through. Dylan Nates, but no.
Watch what Am did there. Doesn't seem much, but it's a sublime little step. But he's one of these players who's got time. He was under intense pressure, just checked very slightly. Just there, just the footwork to give him the opportunity. In the end, the kick was slightly overweighted and he's disappointed. But what lovely footwork to get in that position.
Time is up. Go ahead. talk a lot of these breakdowns about releasing no hand.
Just over a quarter of an hour to go. Referee having a word, everybody having a bit of a breather. It's been all Barbarians pressure in the last 10 minutes. Sekeli Nambo having a longer breather than most.
Let's go. Stop off.
It is a day on when there will be a few tackles missed. Tavita Ikaniveri to throw. Fiji make their way to the line-out. Just 4 in the line-out. Samuela Tawake is still there at the front, wearing 3. Most of the front rowers have been changed now. It's a very compressed little number.
Tackle!
Fiji claim it. Trying to make themselves a better angle for a clearance.
Leave it!
Mangali, wearing 19, won the line out. The rest of the forwards have worked themselves into a penalty position. Penalty against Henkes van Beek.
Fiji, come on, let's go.
Tom Foley telling Fiji that, but he's given them the hurry up. Teti Tela,
Don't crowd them up.
the longest clearance he's ever made. Tavita Ikaniveri, just 20, one of the youngsters. His first appearance for Fiji. Another one of the Fijian and Drua, the side they put into the Australian National Championship.
Pass back.
Little charge down, pressure on Fiji. Fiji get away with it. Kick charge down, but they've won the penalty, and it's Sekeli Nambo who receives the applause.
So they come out of virtually 8 minutes continuing pressure with the try line uncrossed.
It was Matt Phillip who gave, when he caught the rebound, and he was under intense pressure then, so it's not his fault. Matt Phillip has been very industrious since he came on.
End of the line.
But Fiji are out of their own half at last. It's been a long wait.
Number 3.
The final change in the front row is made. Samuela Tawake is going off, and on comes Mosesi Tudiwaki.
Step in, Baba, stay there. Come on.
It's Nangali again who's the target, but Philip got in front of him. Leeds long to Mornay Stain, Andre Esterhazen, Lucanio Am. Macario with a good charge. Suddenly a bit of urgency to the Barbarians play. Angus Cottrell sets it up.
No, look. It's been thrown into him. He's got no option but to be there. It's just a scrum Barbarian ball.
Little knock on by
It's been
Fiji.
thrown into the tackle.
When you're talking about urgency, it's more, or just as much a case of a bit more structure.
It's not a deliberate act, it's just a scrum.
And that's been brought on, I think, at least in part by Morley Stain. And the direction given by both halfbacks, actually.
The tackler's knocked the ball, it's not deliberate, so that's why it's a scrum.
It will be a scrum to the Barbarians, but Brian, you have to commend the Fijian defensive effort. I know they were two disallowed tries, but they still tackled non-stop.
Absolutely.
The Barbarians coaching bench do not join in the Mexican way.
Well, if you're not going to smile, you're not going to do a Mexican way, are you? I mean,
Yellow Fermac feeds. A little bit of pressure from the Barbarian scrum. It's taken on by Pete Samu. They have a penalty advantage. They're taking this seriously. Mornay Stain, very delicate for Mapimpi. They'll go back for the penalty.
And you see the difference between Mornay Stain doing that there was the opportunity was there had it been taken to make a lot of ground. When it was done previously, about 8 yards from your own line, not going to make any difference whatsoever anyway.
This is a sort of breaking news, Brian. You know, we say we gave Rory Best the big farewell. He's declared himself available for the rest of the tour. To Brazil and to Cardiff.
Yeah. Well, I certainly concur with one of those destinations.
Number one.
What have you got against Sao Paulo? The very last change in the front row, Johnny. Deitayaki comes on.
Can we clarify whether he's just made himself available for the bench?
Yeah. But he'll still come on at some stage, I imagine.
There's a big difference between a 15-minute cameo and the rest.
Meanwhile, the Barbarians on the field are trying to work that ball over the line, get themselves back into contention. Mornay Stain, he has made a difference and he's created space for Makazole Mapimpi. Bit of a high tackle on Mapimpi, but he rides the challenge. And Fiji have done it again. They've had the resilience to get back and win the penalty at the breakdown.
You mentioned Mornay Stain, but if we went back and looked at the way that was distributed, the other thing was there was a dummy runner there which held defenders. When you saw what the Barbarians were doing initially, and certainly for all the first half,
On the line for the
the ball was just going out,
Right, guys, use the line, please.
which is easy for defenders. They just drift on man for man.
4 tries to Fiji, 3 to Barbarians. They've had 2 disallowed. There's been a little bit of drama here in the second half, and it's becoming, which you don't really expect the Barbarians game to be all about the side in front, manning the defensive line. But Fiji are able to do that, and they've responded magnificently so far. They're struggling to get hold of the ball. They have it now, Tella, and they're prepared still to go wide and then launch an attack through Tikoya Atuma. Sekeli Nambo keeps it tight. They think they've spotted a gap close to the defensive guards of the Barbarians. Now a bit of territory. Dylan Lades goes back. Patrick Osborne closes him down. Unavulo was there as well. The Barbarians have to go deep, and it's got a little bit scrappy. Philip goes back.
No hands now, run!
That's the Barbarians' own goal line. Safely there.
Let go!
And it's a little bobble then.
No, set 17!
At some stage they're going to have to clear. Mornay Stain. Excellent clearance by Stain. Brilliantly kept alive by Fiji. That's fantastic work by Malele, and he then
Knock the ball on then.
pulls the ball.
No hands, Fiji!
I think I did that. Samu can't get the Barbarians out of their 22. Time is a factor now. 7.5 minutes to go. Excellent footwork by Lades to David Havili. Good hands, Cottrell. Gone loose. Scraps come to Fiji. Lomani arrives. Taken on by Deitayaki.
How'd you get? Good.
It's a very clever little pass to Osborne. Cuts inside. Cottrell, delicious pass out of the tackle to Tikoya Atuma. Here goes Johnny Dyer, and just makes it. Oh, what a second half the flanker has had.
Well, the people behind me are usually reserved to jump on. They're on the feet in appreciation at that. abundance of dexterity from the Fijian players.
You can see the exhaustion there. They have spent so much time in defence, but this is a rare breakout.
Going to make the point earlier on how well they've worked out the back of the hands. They're doing superb. That's two beautiful offloads, and then Dyer, who's worked tirelessly anyway, both going forwards and backwards, finishing it off. I don't know who's going to pick the man of the match. If there is one, Dyer is certainly top of my list.
Yeah. Are you doing it?
I don't know if I am. That's it. He's got it. And that's a concluding one. But that's been earned by the fact, Eddie, if you think about it, just before that was a great Barbarian break. Who won the ball back? Fijians got more men back.
Aseli Tikorio-Tuma, he more than played his part in that try. Johnny Dyer, Enele Malele can't add the conversion, but it's a very healthy lead now for Fiji. The Barbarians 17, Fiji 33.
Starting to look like a bit like the cup final score, isn't it, really?
Terry Taylor has gone off. Replace. They are celebrating us. Even John McKee.
Even McKee smile.
Caleb Muntz.
Oh, it's all going right now.
Play on. Fiji took the ball. They have the advantage. His new scrum half, Penny Matawa.
Stuff like that. Good.
5 minutes to go. Fiji look to have scored the decisive try, their 5th try against the Barbarians. 3. Barbarians, their turn to make some hard tackles. Oof. That was Angus Cottrell charging up. Kunavula did well to withstand it. Again, just the ability to get the ball away. And then Malele, they're going backwards, and then another pass. Oh, and another pass this time from Nangali. Oh, one went forward. Oh, great shame. Because Juta Waningolo.
Am I allowed to join in the booing for that? Even if he was right, just on the emotional, sentimental basis, I would like to see that score.
That one, I'm afraid.
That's marginal, isn't it? I tell you what, I've seen worse ones than that not given.
Yeah. I think it was the assistant on the far side, wasn't it? Juto Waningolo hasn't had a real stretch of the legs out there on the right wing. Everybody else has. A little pause. Clock stops. He's had a big old game. Sekeli Nambo in the second row. He doesn't like losing, and he just needs to. Even if it's a fun game like this, it's. Last few minutes, it looks very much as if Fiji are going to beat the Barbarians. But in nearly 4 minutes, I suppose anything can happen. 2 quick tries. They'd need a third score for Barbarians, which may be tricky given the time scale. Barbarians come away with it. Some heavyweight shifting. Mapimpi drove it up hard. Here comes Matt Phillip. Chance now for Luke Jones. The heavyweights off the bench. Enkes van Beek. Vermaak to Phillip. Phillip, just one more turn might do it. One switch of direction from Vermaak. Marco van Staden drives on. In front of the post. That close. Mornay Steyn, Andre Westhuizen, one more pass, Mapimpi is over again. It may be too late, but it's always good to see a World Cup winner crossing the line. Makazoe Mapimpi at Twickenham, enjoying himself. Mornay Steyn, who has made such a difference since he came on. Long conversion, beautifully struck. That familiar style, the almost lazy stroke of the ball by Mornay Steyn. 7 points for the Barbarians. Okay, Brian, you have been pondering your man of the match. It is you, by the way.
Oh, well, if it is me, and I announced it earlier on, so if you've got a bet on, I want a percentage of it. For an all-round performance, attack, defence, including a try, tireless work, and no little skill.
Stay behind.
John Dyer.
Yeah, when you kick it, because you take it so long.
Johnny Dyer, Fiji's number 7, man of the match. Is there one last score to be had? Van Staden takes on Mosesi Voka. A little bit of thunder, even in these last few seconds of the game. Thumping tackles. Possession and charges. Angus Cottrell. Steyn.
I tell you, it would have been a better game. It would have been a better game if the Barbarians had started off doing this.
Steyn again. Andre Steyn. That's a lovely offload to David Havili, and another one by him to Dylan Leeds. Back to Havili, and it is going to be a flourish. And Mornay Steyn brings a real performance of his own in the second half. There is a bit of drama, and there is a smile on Eddie Jones's face. They can't win the game, or can they? We shall have the kick-off. Mornay Steyn will take it quickly. There will be time enough for the restart.
He puts this through, gather the restart, and Mornay Steyn drop goal. He has done it.
Steyn, he's done it. He's done it to make it a 2-point game. The Barbarians 31, Fiji 33, and there will be a restart.
Fiji not hurrying, as you imagine.
Great overhead skills in the pass.
Well, we loaded the Fijians when they did similar. No reason not to do the same for the Barbarians. What a wonderful, wonderful try.
Caleb Muntz, where do I put this? That's going to be
long way away.
As far down there as possible. Havili takes it. Steyn, Luganoam watches it bounce, and away comes Pete Samu. Fiji have got to make a last series of big tackles. Fair mark to Steyn, to Andre Esterhuizen. Off they come again. Dylan Leeds, Patrick Osborne tracks back. Bumping tackle by Penny Matawa. But the Barbarians in possession just behind the halfway line. They're going wide again. Lukanyuam hesitates, pauses, just to give Makazoe Mapimpi a bit more time. And still the halfway line. They're over it now. Good drive up by Van Veek.
10 more yards, we're in drop goal territory.
Steyn feeds on. Big Campese Maafu. Havili. Oh, Andre Esterhuizen knocks it on. Fiji just want to get rid of this, or do they? Well out. Yes, great work by Angus Cottrell to try and get the ball back at Fiji. They're quite happy to play on. No, they're not. Patrick Osborne, it means that much to Fiji. It's a fun game, but they are delighted to win it. Oh, it had a little bit of everything. It was certainly a real contest for a start. It was full of running and full of hard tackling and full of adventure. And Fiji have come away triumphant. It's a little epic in its own right. The Barbarians 31, Fiji 33.
Well, a welcome tonic after post-World Cup hiatus and depression. Lots of skill, lots of endeavour. Most importantly, lots of competition there. Well done to all the players, well done to the crowd who played their part. Really enjoyed it.
Well, how much fun was that? A fantastic finish, and Fiji's first victory over the Barbarians for 49 years. Ben?
Really well deserved as well. I thought they were brilliant in every compartment. As John, as you said, they joined into the Barbarian spirit, but they had a little bit of structure around it as well.
Yeah, they played it right, because when you play the Barbarians, you've got to enter into the spirit, but you've also got to be a bit structured and get your defence working. And that middle of the second half, when the Barbarians came back at them, their defence was fantastic. Never say die. It was physical, and they turned a lot of ball over as well. I think our team at 13, was also smart defensively. So you've got to use your organisation against a team like the Barbarians. And we saw when Morné Steyn came and played through him rather than trying to overplay, they were very, very dangerous. Billy, running out wide. It was a fantastic second half.
Perhaps the most bizarre thing about that match is that Fiji won it with the goal kicking, because the kicks that were missed by the Barbarians would actually have seen them to victory in the final analysis. We're hoping to hear from the man of the match in a moment or two, but Dyer, who scored 2 tries, you said before the game began, look out for this guy. He was tremendous.
He's great, he covers the field like an advanced rash, doesn't he? And he gets his hands on the ball, he turns ball over, he carries, he clears. He's what you want in an explosive back rower, and deservedly got man of the match and kind of summed up Fiji today. He had his moments of brilliance, but he also did the foundation work that they needed to build this win on.
And here he is.
Really emotional scenes there, John. Fantastic finish to the game. Just give us your thoughts on how that went.
First of all, I want to give the thanks and glory back to the Lord Almighty. Without him, none of this would be possible, and for giving us the talent to play this beautiful game.
And how do you feel the emotions now, celebrating that?
Oh, it's a big win for the boys after not doing so well this year, and good to finish off in good way.
And 2 tries for yourselves, John. That's got you the accolade of player of the match. Penny Rooney just going to come in from Killick to present you with the champagne. Wonderful effort. I'll let you go and join your teammates, John.
God bless, brother.
And I don't know if we're able to see a couple of the tries that Dyer was responsible for, but there were moments during that match that were rich in the tradition of Fijian rugby.
Yeah, there were. If we have a look at this first offering here in the second half, the ball goes down, lovely little kick from Teller, some movement here by Patrick Osborne, and then the ball recycles, and Johnny take over from here, the forwards get involved.
Yeah, and when they attacked in close, that was a difference. They attacked the space in close, they took what was there, and little passes out of tackles created tries. It's absolutely fantastic.
And the second try here, again, we can see Dyer highlighted under the spotlight. Again, he's just trailing and tracking the ball. 2 beautiful plays. Tikaratima's inside pass to Dyer, who then shows he's got good pace. Late in the game, he's fit and he's healthy, and he's come through there to score his second try.
For me, the key was that they have those skills, and we know they do, but they did it at the right time. And when they did it, they executed it brilliantly, and it was for a purpose, not just to be flash. It actually got guys into space and scored tries. It was fantastic.
It is worth saying that was a very inexperienced Fijian team, and before the game began we were saying that they were kind of putting themselves in the shop window. I'm sure a lot of coaches at the highest level in England and France and elsewhere might have watched 1 or 2 of those players and thought, I wonder who they're attached to.
Yeah, that's it, and it's an uncapped game, John, so that does mean that they're still not attached to Fiji if they're playing somewhere else, and So Teller, the fly half, he plays at Queensland at the Reds, and Fiji have got to do everything they can now to drag him and get him into the Flying Fijians in the cap game as soon as possible.
So is he dual qualified? So he could play for Australia.
Yeah,
so that's one of those things the Fijians mustn't let him slip through their fingers.
No, we don't want to lose someone like that, because it's normally we talk about Fiji having lost a game because they don't kick their goals. It's the other way around today. We've been very pragmatic, and they've also played very well against decent opposition.
And another chapter in the Barbarian history, and a rich, deserved place as well. So I think that's about it from us, actually. So the Fijians head home to Fiji, and the Barbarians head to Brazil. We're heading the final score. Thanks for watching. See you in the new year. Bye-bye.